7 Strong Signs You Are a True INFP. INFPs are complex, magical, and mysterious beings. They are typically misunderstood even though they make up only 4 to 5% of the population. They are reserved by nature and tend to keep a lot of information to themselves, even from those closest to them. To convey their private thoughts and vivid inner world, many INFPs resort to art or literature. Famous INFPs include writers and performers such as William Shakespeare, Aubrey Hepburn, Lisa Kudrow, and J.R.R. Tolkien, to name a few. So, here are 7 strong signs that will help you spot INFP when you meet one. 1. They are precise in their observation. INFPs think about everything, and then think about it again in their dreams, reliving it again. It's no surprise that so many of them are writers and artists. Having a space where they can externalize at least part of the ideas spinning in their mind is beneficial. I know I might be talking to an INFP when someone says something unusually or even overly critical or thoughtful, like a hyper-specific statement on a little detail that most people wouldn't notice. That's not to claim that they are always observant. Occasionally we'll overlook minor facts because we're preoccupied with something far bigger, or weirdly specific. INFPs are highly aware of their surroundings but also become so caught up in the moment that they lose track of time, someone who's eager to speak about anything until the sun comes up but forgets to check the time for the final train home. 2. They deeply self-reflect. You might be in the presence of an INFP if someone casually reveals complicated personal remarks on the nuances of their own thoughts early in a conversation. Fernando Pessoa, a Portuguese poet and scholar from the 1920s, whom I believe was INFP, wrote a whole book based on his own mental observations. The Book of Disquiet is a collection of comments written from the perspectives of numerous of his alter personalities. My soul is impatient with itself, as with a bothersome child, its restlessness keeps growing and is forever the same. I attend to everything, dreaming all the while. I'm 2, and both keep their distance. 3. They have a strong sense of empathy and compassion. INFPs don't have to be self-centered just because they spend a lot of time thinking about ourselves. In fact, I believe that their self-analytical minds make them empathetic. By examining their own thoughts, many of INFPs come to the realization that they are fractured beings in continual flux. They can relate to anyone from a wide range of backgrounds and walks of life because you understand them on a deeper level. INFPs are overly concerned with how others are doing. They are the type of individuals that will ask whether you're alright, only to suspect that you're lying when you say you're okay. INFPs, often known as the mediator personality type, would never be satisfied with lives devoted solely to themselves and their own accomplishments, nor will they be content if they are trapped in systems of inequality and complacency. They place a high importance on compassion in ourselves and others, and value it above anything else. When others are in pain, it hurts them a lot, and sometimes it hurts them so much that they take on that pain. This can be dangerous, especially in relationships when they may take on the entire mental weight of the other person. When you have an open and flexible mentality like an INFP's, wanting to be near the people you care about can backfire, because it's like carrying another person's baggage while climbing and then slipping down the mountain under the weight of it, therefore ending the expedition. This person may be an INFP if they appear to be both compassionate and empathetic while yet being cautious to open up too much. 4. INFPs are dreamers. Earth to Eden is a typical thing that others tell them all the time. They are always in their own universe, space travelers, and so forth. You may be in the presence of an INFP when you meet someone who appears, out of it, distracted, elsewhere, but who also appears to sincerely want to listen to what I have to say. Being a dreamer has both advantages and disadvantages. Many INFPs are wonderful authors, J.R.R. Tolkien and William Shakespeare, for example, and they don't waste our time thinking about nothing. Their imaginations makes them artists and visionaries, and these enable them to come up with enormous, big ideas about how to make the world a better place. However, this can make it difficult for INFPs to deal with the practicalities of daily life, and it can be hard for them to balance the big visions they create in their heads with mundane duties like cleaning the home, remembering dates, and filling out tax forms. 5. They can be quite self-conscious. INFPs, much like most introverts, can be reserved and quiet. They rarely escape the loop with very own self-awareness, which wraps around like a well-intentioned but overpoweringly cloistering grandmother's hug, even when you grow comfortable among particular people. INFPs can be awkward, unsure of what to do with the collection of bones and flesh they've been given. They can certainly be graceful in situations where they feel at ease. They enjoy performing on stage, and INFPs can ace interviews and presentations once they get into the swing of things. They are breathe relief when they talk about things they are interested in or know a lot about, or when they hear someone else discuss it. Visual indicators such as shifting around on their feet, struggling to make eye contact, and not knowing where to put hands can be used to identify INFP when making small talk with somebody they don't know well. Of course, many personality types, including some extroverts, share this characteristic, but when combined with other INFP characteristics, awkwardness can be a big clue. 6. They enjoy being with people as much as they love being alone. An INFP is one of my closest friends. She's one of the loveliest people I know, yet she often doesn't respond to my emails for up to a week. They seek intense connection, but short connections, such as simple text messages, can be draining. Small discussion does not satisfy them, but once they meet someone with whom can connect, that may easily spend all of their time with that person. When INFP encounter someone who appears closed off, even unpleasant at first, but then breaks the ice and opens in huge way, that can sometimes be enough to identify the presence of an INFP. Maybe when you meet in person, you'll have an unpleasant chat, then somebody will say something incredibly emotional or unexpectedly revealing, and the river will start to flow if the other person takes the hook. Regardless of how close they are to someone, they must always return to themselves and the natural environment. INFPs desire a healthy balance of solitude and meaningful human connection, so spending time alone and in nature can be extremely soothing and re-energizing. 7. They are in search of meaning and inspiration. INFPs have powerful encounters with the world, and it doesn't take much at all to have spiritual, life-changing experiences. On the other hand, they will rapidly grow unsatisfied if they keep the routines and do not spend any time exploring outside of our comfort zones. When I meet an INFP who enjoys going on adventures, but not the kind that most people enjoy, I know they're an INFP. They may enjoy visiting strange destinations around the world, such as abandoned mills, and a decrepit old mill can be as appealing to an INFP's thinking as a royal palace. They may like to go on road adventures and see sights that are easy to fill with your own imaginative observations. Are you an INFP? Some of these signs are things a lot of people will identify with, and every INFP is going to be a little different. If you can relate to most of them, however, chances are good that you're an INFP personality. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss more interesting videos. Till next time, stay aware.